everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. You know, I've been following General Hospital for more years than I care to admit, and let me tell you, these stories still get my heart pumping like it's the first time. Right now, there's something big brewing with Britt Westbourne, and I can't stop thinking about it. From what I've heard through some pretty reliable sources, young Rocco Falconeri is heading into some real serious trouble. That Ross Cullum and his dangerous crowd aren't fooling around. They've got bad intentions, and they're not the type to let people just walk away clean. So forget any idea of Britt packing her bags and flying out of Port Charles. That's not happening. Those villains aren't going to make it that easy for her. What we're really talking about here is Britt putting her own life on the line to save that boy. According to this solid leak, she's about to step right into the fire for Rocco. She's going to risk everything, and it sounds like she comes dangerously close to losing her life in the process. And here's the important part. It's not because of her Huntington's disease or trouble with her medication. No, this is something different. She's going to be in a direct, life-threatening situation, probably facing off with those bad guys and their guns. I've always had a soft spot for Britt. Kelly Thibault plays her so well. You can see the toughness on the outside, but deep down, she's got this big, caring heart. She's made mistakes in the past, sure, but she's grown so much. When she decides to protect someone, especially a child like Rocco, she doesn't hold back. She goes all in, no matter the cost. That kind of courage makes me proud, but it also scares me a little. Can you imagine a woman who knows she's already fighting her own health battle, still choosing to stand up and put herself between danger and an innocent boy? It reminds me of those old sayings we hear growing up, no greater love than this. You know what I mean? It's the kind of thing that makes you sit on the edge of your couch holding your breath. I'm really hoping this rumor turns out to be true because it feels like such a powerful story for Britt. She's been through so much already. Life in Port Charles hasn't been gentle with her, but she keeps fighting. If she's willing to stare down the barrel of a gun to save Rocco, that shows the real strength of her character. It makes me root for her even harder. Of course, I have to remind everyone that this is still just a rumor for now, but the source has been right on the money plenty of times before, so my gut feeling is we're going to see some intense scenes coming up soon. I'll be watching every episode, just like I know many of you will. These kinds of storylines are what keep me coming back after all these years. It also makes me think about how much we love these characters. They feel like family, the ones who make you laugh, cry, and worry right along with them. Britt stepping up like this could be one of those moments that stays with us for a long time. I sure hope she comes out of it okay. She deserves some happiness and peace after everything she's been through. What do you think, friends? Do you believe Britt has what it takes to save Rocco and survive this dangerous situation? I'm keeping my fingers crossed. She's earned a fighting chance, and I'll be cheering for her every step of the way. I'll keep you updated if I hear anything else. Until then, take care and keep enjoying the show. These stories may be make-believe, but the heart and courage in them feel real as can be. You know, the deeper I get into this General Hospital storyline, the more it pulls me in like an old friend telling me his troubles over a cup of coffee. Right now, things are getting really intense with Britt, Rocco, and that dangerous Ross Cullum. From what I've heard, Cullum was sneaking around and overheard Britt talking with young Rocco at the hospital just as they were about to leave. Up until that point, he was completely convinced that Danny Morgan was the one who shot him. And honestly, it made perfect sense in his twisted way of thinking. After all, Jason Morgan is the kind of man who would move heaven and earth to protect his own son. But now, Cullum has finally put the pieces together and realized the truth. It was actually Rocco who pulled the trigger that night. Let me tell you, that revelation changes everything, and not in a good way. Poor little Rocco managed to slip away with Britt, but back at home, Lulu and Dante are worried sick. They've been doing everything they possibly can to bring their boy back safely. They've even swallowed their pride and gone to Sonny for help, which tells you just how desperate they are. Britt still doesn't know the full picture, but that child she gave birth to is in very serious danger. Cullum is not the type to forgive and forget. He's out for blood, and he's not about to let the person who shot him get away without paying a heavy price. So Britt is going to have to act quickly if she wants to keep Rocco alive. Based on this latest leak I came across, and I believe it's from a pretty trustworthy source, I've got a strong feeling about what might happen next. Since Britt was right there on the dock the night Cullum got shot, she's probably going to step up in a huge way to protect that boy. The rumor says she'll risk her own life to save him, coming dangerously close to dying in the process. And the important thing is it won't be because of her Huntington's disease or missing her medication. No, this will be because she puts herself directly in harm's way during some kind of confrontation with those bad guys and their guns. It really touches my heart thinking about it. Britt has already been through so much in her life, fighting her own health battles every single day, yet here she is ready to stand between a dangerous man like Cullum and the son she loves. That kind of courage is rare, and it makes me respect her even more. She may not always do things the right way, but when it comes to protecting someone she cares about, she doesn't hold back one bit. Meanwhile, the situation at Lulu's house is just as emotional. Lulu is sitting there probably pacing back and forth, wondering out loud if they should bring the FBI in to investigate Britt's situation, but Dante quickly shuts that idea down. He's smart to be worried. He doesn't want to risk sharing too much information that could get back to the WSB or, even worse, straight to Ross Cullum himself. Instead, Dante finally opens up and admits he's thinking about calling Sonny to make arrangements so that he, Lulu, and Rocco can disappear for a while before the boy runs off with Britt. Thankfully, Sonny eventually shows up at their door. He offers to have his guy Brick track Rocco down, and both Lulu and Dante agree to it. I've got to say, when Sonny Corinthos gets involved in something, things tend to move fast. He may not be perfect, but he knows how to get results when family is on the line. Watching all of this unfold makes me feel for everyone. Britt is about to walk straight into the fire for Rocco, not knowing how close she might come to losing everything. At the same time, Lulu and Dante are fighting with everything they have to bring their son home safely. It's the kind of heartbreaking family drama that General Hospital does so well. It reminds me that no matter how tough life gets, a parent's love can make people do the bravest and sometimes the craziest things. I sure hope Britt comes through this okay. She's earned a little peace after everything she's been through. I'll be sitting right here in my chair, watching every episode, rooting hard for her and that boy. These stories may be fiction, but the love, fear, and courage in them feel as real as anything in life. You know, if this rumor plays out the way I think it will, Britt's story is about to get even more intense. I believe she's going to take a huge risk and go straight to Sidwell. She might just lay some hard truths on him, the kind that can get a person killed if they're not careful. Remember how Britt and Lucas Jones got a little drunk the other night and grew closer? They've been trying to figure out how to tell Sidwell that Cullum is the one who killed Marco Rios. They both know it's dangerous, one wrong word, and they could end up dead themselves. But if Britt realizes Cullum is coming after Rocco, I think all that caution will go right out the window. She'll throw caution to the wind and tell Sidwell everything. I can picture her walking right up to him and saying that Cullum nearly killed her and Jason that night on the dock when he got shot. Then she'll hit him with the truth about Marco too. Britt knows Sidwell won't let his man's murder go unpunished. She's probably hoping Sidwell will take care of Cullum himself. That's the kind of bold, desperate move Britt would make when someone she loves is in danger. It worries me, but it also makes me so proud of her. She's willing to put her own life on the line again to protect that boy. I sure hope it works out and she doesn't pay too high a price. After everything she's been through, Britt deserves to come out of this okay. I'll be watching closely to see how it all ends. These characters have a way of surprising us, don't they? My fingers are crossed for Britt and little Rocco. Let's hope love and courage win out in the end.